This next exercise is called the gliding leg curl. Full credit, I stole this from Brett Contreras, the glute guy. Really, really good exercise to isolate your hamstrings especially, but obviously you get some glute work in there too. So with this one, I'm gonna set the bar up probably at the top of my rib cage, high enough to hang from, not too low where your butt's touching the floor at the bottom of it. So I'm gonna grab this bar and I'm actually gonna put my heels on the bench that's pretty far out from me, almost like a Swiss ball hamstring curl. The difference with this versus a Swiss ball hamstring curl is you're pulling the ball towards you with a Swiss ball curl. With this, I'm pulling myself to the bench. A big key to remember here, your hips have to stay locked out. So you have to squeeze your glutes and keep your hips completely extended the entire time. You also have to keep your elbows extended and locked out the whole time, because what you don't want to do, and I see this really often, is when your hamstrings begin to cramp or get too tight or just too much tension there, it becomes difficult. Your first reaction to make it an easier movement and compensate is to pull yourself up to the bar, because your body wants to get you up. That's just your mind. You start rowing. We don't want to row. This has nothing to do with our upper body. We're just hanging. So think of your arms as hooks. You're just hanging from the bar. So again, I'm going to set up wherever I'm comfortable. How far, how wide, and how narrow your grip is doesn't really matter here, as long as you can hang on. I'm going to walk it out. Heels go on the bench, pretty much straight away from my hip line. I don't need to go super wide or super narrow. From here, I'm actually going to bridge my hips up as high as I can, so my butt stays completely locked out. And I'm going to dig my heels into the bench and curl myself up, keeping those hips locked out. So as you can see with this one, a lot of tension in my hamstrings. My goal is to move slowly up and down. When I program this, I think more specifically about time under tension than I do total reps. So when we're using this for a hamstring builder, instead of thinking I'm gonna get as many reps as possible, set a goal of time under tension, a negative and a positive, eccentric and concentric movement, maybe even a pause at the bottom. If you don't get that full range of motion, that's totally fine. You'll build into it. A lot of people have actually weak hamstrings, just like a glute ham raise. It can be hard to get that full range. So at first, take 3 seconds to get up, pause for 1, 3 seconds to get down, as far as you personally can go range of motion wise, and focus more on the tension staying inside your hamstrings with your hips locked out versus trying to get a million reps. That's the barbell gliding leg curl.